Welcome back to my channel Liberty Old Coin, and today we're diving into something that proves how even the smallest things in life can carry surprising meaning, hidden stories, and the potential to turn ordinary moments into something truly exciting. First up, let me be clear about one thing right away. This script is focused on just one single coin, the UK new 1 penny from 1973, and by the end of this, you'll see why even a single coin like this can capture attention and spark serious interest among collectors. Now imagine holding a 1973 UK new penny in your hand, a coin that many people would casually overlook, maybe even toss aside without a second thought. Yet behind its simple copper appearance lies a deeper story tied to history, change, and national identity. This coin was issued during the reign of Elizabethii, a monarch whose image appeared on billions of coins, but each year and variation still holds its own unique place in the timeline of British currency. The 1973 penny was part of the new decimal coinage system introduced after the historic shift known as Decimal Day, when the United Kingdom moved away from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system into a simpler decimal format. By 1973, this new system was still relatively fresh, and coins like this one were produced to stabilize and normalize everyday transactions, making them a key part of a major financial transformation in British history. On the front of the coin, you'll find the portrait of Queen Elizabethii, symbolizing continuity and authority, while the reverse features the crowned portcullis, a design deeply connected to British heritage and parliamentary tradition. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary low-value coin, something that circulated widely and was used in daily purchases. But what makes certain examples of this coin stand out is their condition, rarity in high grades, and collector demand. Coins from 1973 that have remained in near-perfect condition, often described as uncirculated or mint state, are especially attractive because most of these pennies were heavily used, making pristine examples much harder to find today. There's also something powerful about the age of this coin, over 50 years old, carrying decades of history, passing through countless hands, and surviving the wear of time to still exist today. Collectors often look for subtle details, such as sharp lettering, clean surfaces, and original luster. And when a 1973 penny meets these standards, its appeal increases dramatically. Now here, where things get exciting, while many people think of pennies as almost worthless, certain high-quality 1973 UK new penny coins can reach impressive prices in the collector market. In exceptional condition, especially if graded professionally, these coins can sell for surprising amounts, sometimes reaching $50, $100, or even pushing toward $300 or more depending on rarity and demand at the time of sale. And if you happen to find a rare variation, error coin, or an unusually well-preserved specimen, the value can climb even higher, making it a true hidden treasure. What makes this even more fascinating is that coins like this are still out there, tucked away in old collections, forgotten drawers, or inherited boxes, waiting to be rediscovered. The idea that something so small and common-looking could hold such potential is exactly what drives collectors and enthusiasts to keep searching. So if you ever come across a 1973 UK new penny, don't rush to dismiss it. Take a closer look, examine its condition, and consider the possibility that you might be holding something far more valuable than it appears. Because in the world of coin collecting, it's not always the flashiest or rarest-looking pieces that carry value. Sometimes it's the quiet, overlooked coins like this one that tell the most interesting stories and offer the biggest surprises. Next coin, the 1998 UK 1 penny coin featuring Queen Elizabethii. You might have one sitting in a jar, under the sofa cushions, or mixed in with your spare change, and you have absolutely no idea what you are actually holding. Most people look at this coin and see just 1 penny, a tiny fraction of a pound that can barely buy anything today. But let me tell you why you need to look again, because this little piece of copper-plated steel is carrying a story, a legacy, and a potential that most collectors are just starting to whisper about. We are not talking about pocket change here. We are talking about a piece of British numismatic history that is poised for a very interesting future. I am going to break down exactly what makes this coin special, its fascinating history, what it could be worth right now, and the jaw-dropping potential it holds for the years to come. Pay close attention, because what I am about to share might just make you see that old penny in a completely new light. First, we need to travel back to the late 1990s and understand the context of this coin. By 1998, the British penny had already been through a major transformation. You see, when decimalization hit the UK in 1971, the new penny was originally made of bronze, which was mostly copper. But as the price of copper started to climb in the early 90s, it became more expensive to make the coin than the coin was actually worth. That is a huge problem for any mint. So in 1992, the Royal Mint made a critical switch. They stopped using bronze and started making the penny from steel that was plated with copper. This change is fundamental to understanding your 1998 coin because it marks the beginning of the modern era for the penny. Your 1998 coin is part of this new generation, a sturdy, magnetic coin built for the future, and that transition itself is a key part of its identity. Now let's look at the face of the coin, because this is where the artistry and the history truly shine. The 1998 penny features the 4th portrait of Queen Elizabethii, designed by the incredibly talented sculptor Ian Rank Broadley. If you look closely, you will see his initials, IRB, just below the Queen's neck. This was a significant departure from previous portraits. Rank Broadley's design is known for its remarkable realism and detail. He chose to depict the Queen with a sense of maturity and dignity, and it is widely considered one of the most beautiful and lifelike portraits to ever grace British coinage. This specific portrait was only used on circulating coins from 1998 until 2015, so your coin represents the very first year of this iconic design. For collectors, being the first year of a new portrait is always a desirable trait. The back of the coin is equally steeped in history. You will see the classic design by Christopher Ironside, which features a crowned portcullis with chains. This isn't just a random design. The portcullis is an ancient symbol that has been associated with the Palace of Westminster, the seat of the British Parliament, for centuries. It represents security and the strength of the monarchy and the state. Ironside's design was first introduced in 1971 for the decimal coinage, and it remained on the penny until it was replaced in 2008 by the Matthew Dent heraldic shield design. So, your 1998 coin represents the tail end of this classic, long-running series, which adds another layer of collectability. You are holding a piece of a bygone era of British coin design. Let's get down to the brass tacks, or in this case, the copper-plated steel. What is the current value of this coin? Well, if you walked into a bank or spent it at a shop, it is worth exactly 1 penny, or about 1.3 cents in US dollars. That is its face value. But you and I are not here to talk about face value, are we? We are here to talk about its true worth. For a standard 1998 penny in average circulated condition, the value to a collector is just a bit above face value right now. However, and this is a big however, the real value lies in the details. A coin in mint state, meaning it is in perfect, uncirculated condition with its original luster, can already command a premium. Collectors are always on the hunt for high-quality examples of the first year of a new portrait. Now I know you are asking for the maximum value, and this is where things get incredibly exciting. You have to look for the anomalies, the coins that are different from the billions that were made. The 1998 penny is part of a series that saw a massive mintage of over 739 million coins. With numbers like that, a regular penny won't buy you a yacht. But the coins that make collectors go crazy are the errors. In the world of coin collecting, errors are king. And for the 1998 penny, these errors can be worth a staggering amount. We are talking about coins that were struck incorrectly at the Royal Mint. Imagine a coin with a clipped planchet, which is a fancy term for a coin where the blank piece of metal was cut incorrectly, resulting in a missing piece on the edge. A coin with a large clipped planchet error is a rare bird. I want to give you some real-world proof. I recently came across an auction result that will blow your mind. A mint error coin from around this period, a 1999 UK 1 penny with a large clipped planchet, sold at auction not too long ago. Do you know what it went for? It sold for £9. Let's put that in perspective. That is 900 times its face value. Another auction saw a lot containing multiple error coins, including a 1998 2 pence with a clipped planchet, selling for £30. This proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that if you have a 1998 penny with a manufacturing error, you are not looking at a 1-cent coin. You are looking at a collectible that can sell for £9, which is over $11 US dollars, or even more when grouped with other rarities. The maximum sale value for a single high-grade, rare error coin from this series could easily reach $20, $50, or even higher at a dedicated auction, especially as more people become aware of their value. But the potential doesn't stop with mint errors. There is another hidden factor that could send the value of your 1998 penny soaring in the future: its metal content. Remember I mentioned the switch from bronze to copper-plated steel in 1992. Your 1998 coin is made of steel, but it is a cousin to the much older bronze pennies that are now worth significantly more than face value due to the skyrocketing price of copper. Right now, the copper market is on fire. Analysts are reporting that the copper price has surged to over $13,000 a ton. This means that the intrinsic metal value of a pre-1992 bronze penny is now about double its face value. So, why does this matter for your 1998 coin? Because as the price of copper continues to rise, and as the supply of bronze coins inevitably dwindles as they are pulled from circulation, collectors and investors start looking at the next best thing. The 1998 penny represents the last era of a design that is now defunct. Its value is tied to historical interest, which only grows with time. I want to talk about the future, because this is where the magic happens. Could your 1998 penny be valuable in the future? The answer is a resounding yes, but not for the reasons most people think. It won't be valuable because it becomes a rare metal. It will be valuable because it is a perfect piece of history. In the future, coins from the 20th century, especially those from the early years of the decimal system, will become increasingly sought after by new generations of collectors who want to own a piece of the 1900s. Your 1998 penny is a time capsule. It comes from the final years before the turn of the millennium. It is a coin that was in circulation when the world was on the cusp of the internet age. Its historical significance alone will drive its value up. Furthermore, we have to consider the role of the Royal Mint itself. In 2024, it was revealed that the Treasury had not ordered any new 1p or 2p coins to be minted. This is a huge signal. It indicates that the era of the penny as we know it may be coming to an end. When a coin is no longer produced, its scarcity naturally increases. There is already a strong movement of people who are hoarding older copper coins, recognizing that they could be worth a fortune if the law on melting them down is ever changed. While melting coins is currently illegal in the UK, the fact that people are saving them in huge quantities tells you everything you need to know about the perceived future value. Your 1998 penny is part of this wave of coins that are being set aside for the future. Let's dive deeper into the concept of condition, because this is where you can maximize your coin's value immediately. A coin that is in uncirculated (UNC) or brilliant uncirculated (BU) condition is worth significantly more than a circulated one. The mintage figures show that in 1998, The Royal Mint produced over 739 million coins for circulation, but they also produced a separate run of 100,000 proof coins. Proof coins are specially made for collectors, with a mirror-like finish and sharper details. If you happen to have a 1998 proof penny, its value is many times that of the standard coin. You need to look at your coin under a bright light. Does it have a sharp, detailed image of the queen and the portcullis? Does it have its original shine? If so, you are holding a coin that is already worth a premium. Now you might be wondering, what about the maximum value? What is the absolute ceiling? Let's look at the absolute top tier. The Royal Mint also produced these pennies in precious metals for collectors. There are silver editions, with a mintage of just 33,000, and incredibly rare gold editions, with a mintage of only 6,018. But the Holy Grail, the absolute pinnacle of the 1998 penny series, is the Platinum edition. According to records, a platinum version of this coin was produced in 2008 with a mintage of just 250. If a 1998 penny ever surfaced in platinum, it would be worth thousands of dollars. While the average collector won't find a platinum coin in their change, it sets a precedent. It proves that the design itself is considered valuable enough by the Royal Mint to be struck in the most precious of metals. So what is the maximum value a standard 1998 penny can achieve? For the coin you pull from your pocket, the maximum value lies in its future potential. But for the collector who finds a mint-state coin or a rare error, the value is already tangible. That auction sale of a 1999 error penny for $12 USD is a real, concrete example. As more people become aware of these error varieties, the demand will increase, and the prices at auction will follow. I am confident that within the next 5 to 10 years, a high-grade 1998 penny with a significant mint error could easily sell for between $50 and $100 at a specialist auction. The key is knowing what to look for. I want to give you a mission. You need to go and find your 1998 penny. When you have it, don't just glance at it, examine it. Get a magnifying glass if you have one. Look at the edge of the coin. Is it perfectly round, or is there a flat spot or a missing piece? That is a clipped planchet. Look at the surface. Is the design perfectly centered, or is it off to one side? That is an off-center strike, another valuable error. Check for any unusual markings or doubling in the letters or numbers. These imperfections, these small mistakes made decades ago in a factory in Wales, are what transform a common penny into a rare and valuable collectible. Second Coin UK 1 penny 2001, featuring elizabethii, is one of those coins that quietly sits in circulation, yet carries a story of modern British currency and hidden collector demand. This coin was officially issued in the year 2001 as part of the United Kingdom's decimal currency system, continuing the series that began after the historic transition known as Decimal Day, when the country simplified its money into pounds and pence. By 2001, this system was fully established, and the purpose of this coin was simple but powerful: to support everyday transactions across the entire country, from the smallest purchases to daily retail exchange. The coin was produced at the Royal Mint in very large numbers, with a mintage of around 928 million pieces, making it one of the widely distributed coins of its time. 4+1. It is made of copper-plated steel, giving it that familiar reddish tone, while also being magnetic and durable for long-term circulation. 4. On the front, you see the portrait of Queen Elizabethii, representing stability and continuity, while the reverse carries the iconic crowned portcullis design, symbolizing Parliament and British heritage. Now here is where the story becomes exciting, because even though millions were made, not all coins survive in the same condition, and that difference is exactly what drives collector demand. There are thousands of collectors around the world who actively search for modern UK coins to complete their date collections, and the 2001 penny plays an important role in that set, meaning there is always a steady number of buyers interested in acquiring it. In fact, collector demand is not just about rarity, it is about completeness, and anyone building a full penny series must have this exact year, which keeps the coin relevant in the market. When it comes to current value, ordinary examples may seem simple, but higher quality versions tell a completely different story. Uncirculated coins with strong shine and nowhere can reach around $1 to $2 or more depending on quality, and proof versions created for collectors can go even higher. Coin no. But the real excitement begins when we talk about top condition coins and rare situations. Coins graded at extremely high levels, especially those with perfect surfaces and original mint luster, can climb significantly in price, sometimes reaching $50, $100, or even pushing toward $300 and beyond in strong collector markets. And if a rare mint error is discovered, such as an off-center strike or unusual defect, the value can rise even further, attracting serious buyers who are willing to pay premium prices for something unique. This is where competition begins, because when collectors notice a high-grade or unusual 2001 penny, multiple buyers can show interest at the same time, increasing its final selling price. Some collectors are not just buying coins, they are chasing perfection, and when a nearly flawless 2001 penny appears, demand can quickly rise beyond expectations. That is why even today, people search through old coins, jars, and collections hopping to find a 2001 penny in exceptional condition. The history behind it, combined with its role in modern currency and the challenge of finding perfect examples, keeps this coin attractive in the collector world. So when you hold a UK 1 penny from 2001, you are not just holding small change, you are holding a piece of a national system, a coin that millions used, but only a few preserved in top condition. And that difference is exactly what creates opportunity, because the better the condition, the higher the demand, and the stronger the price it can achieve. This single coin may look ordinary at first glance, but in the right condition and in the right market, it can turn into a highly desirable collectible that buyers actively compete for. And that is what makes the 2001 UK penny so interesting, not just its history, but its potential to surprise anyone who takes a closer look.